This is a live look right now at the area where Wake County Deputy Ned Byrd died in the line of duty. An active search is underway for who shot him late last night. And the Wake County Sheriff says his personnel will stay right here until that person is located. Right now on WRAL, details about that search and the deputy himself. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Gerald Owens. Thank you for joining us. Here is the latest information that we have at this hour. The suspect has been on the run now for more than 19 hours. Several law enforcement agencies are helping in the search. And Governor Roy Cooper has ordered flags to half staff on all state buildings.
This began late last night when another deputy found Deputy Byrd dead along an area of Battle Bridge Road near Auburn-Knightdale Road. That's in southeast Wake County. And that's where we find WRAL's Joe Fisher. He's live with the latest details on this case. Joe?
Deborah, Deputy Ned Byrd was just 48 years old. In the last 15 or 20 minutes, we have seen investigators in this open field behind me still looking for evidence. We know that Deputy Byrd was not wearing a body camera, but there is dash camera video from this incident, along with surveillance video from a nearby gas station that investigators are using. We're also learning tonight that Deputy Byrd, before he got out of his car to investigate a suspicious car, he did not alert dispatchers or anyone else.
So far, all we have is that a deputy was shot.
Investigators are combing through fields using ATVs and a helicopter, looking for clues that could lead to the person who shot and killed Wake County Sheriff's Deputy Ned Byrd.
He's always in good mood, good spirit, because he enjoys what he does.
Deputy Byrd was a 13-year veteran, a longtime detention officer who became a deputy in 2018, then a canine officer.
He's very dedicated and committed deputy sheriff. Loves serving and protecting his county.
Sheriff Gerald Baker says Byrd was patrolling in this area of southeast Wake County late last night. It was here on Battle Bridge Road where he spotted a suspicious car and got out to investigate. He did not alert dispatchers, and he left his canine in the back seat.
Because the dog was still inside the vehicle, which tells me and tells us that what he got out on apparently to him at that time didn't appear to be any sort of a threat.
The shooting happened around 11 o'clock. Byrd was shot multiple times, and the suspect drove away. Sheriff, was Deputy Byrd able to radio for help after he was shot?
There is no indication of that.
It took nearly 2 hours, but when dispatchers didn't hear from him, they sent the closest deputy to the scene, who found Byrd dead. And are you under the impression that he was extremely caught off guard by this, or do you know?
I believe, based on what I've seen so far, the answer to that is yes.
A dedicated deputy is remembered by friends as caring and generous as the search for his killer continues. And again, Deputy Byrd's canine was in the back of his patrol car. The sheriff saying that might suggest that he did not feel threatened before going out and investigating that suspicious car. We do know that right before this incident, Deputy Byrd was responding to a domestic dispute, but the sheriff's office says they do not believe at this point that this fatal incident had anything to do with any other call. Sheriff Baker telling me tonight that his investigators will stay here on scene until that suspect is captured. Deborah.
Still so many questions about what happened. Joe Fisher, live in Wake County. Thank you, Joe.
We are also learning more about Ned Byrd, the man behind the badge. Friends remember him as generous, helpful, and someone who loved his job.
And he took his job very seriously. Like he was a good cop. He was one of those guys that was there for the community, wanted to represent the community in a positive light, and to always be there to help the citizens out that were in trouble.
Jason Culbreth met Deputy Byrd through jiu-jitsu. Culbreth was his instructor, but said Byrd became like family. He describes him as someone who was first to jump in to help, whether that was help moving houses, or building furniture. He said he was devoted to his craft in the gym and even traveled the country and the world competing. Deputy Byrd was the 7th law enforcement officer shot in the line of duty in North Carolina in the last 3 weeks. A police officer was shot in Forsyth County. The rest have been deputies shot in Sampson, Caswell, Wayne, and Wake. Two of the deputies died from their injuries, Deputy Byrd and Wayne County Sergeant Matthew Fishman. He was buried earlier this week. Our coverage of this story will continue throughout the evening. Coming up at our news at 7 o'clock, Aaron Thomas will join us live with an update on the search. And Sarah Krueger talks to more of the people who knew Deputy Byrd outside of work.